We've got quite a long webinar today, and we're going to have a relatively long demonstration of a new piece of functionality. Just to provide a little bit of a heads up, we are going to be walking through three things today. We're going to be walking through our new in-app product notifications. We're going to be walking through recommendations for learners and our new course creation changes and events. I should point out the course creation changes and events is a recorded demonstration. Just to give you all a little bit of a heads up ahead of time, we have a fair bit of construction going on in our Brisbane office, and we thought we'd better actually record this just so noise doesn't drop in and out of it while we're in flow. After that, we'll also be talking about updates to our early access program. So with everyone's go ahead, I'm going to jump in and get started. One final reminder, naturally the video for this will be available at the completion of the webinar, and we will email that out as long as you've registered. So a number of you may have noticed, and I know that it's one of the reasons why we have so many of you online in the webinar today, that we've started sending product updates via the intercom messaging in application. So the types of messages that you will get here are messages pertaining to new feature releases, messages and announcements pertaining to product webinars, and you will also receive notifications of product programs such as our early access program and those types of things. The feedback that we were getting is not everyone monitors their email for product announcements, so this is a much better way of giving you advanced notification on that area. That will appear in the in-app notification to anyone who is an administrator on your portal. So just to confirm that, anyone who is an administrator on your portal will get these in-app notifications of product updates. We'd love to get your feedback on them. We're certain that it's been positive to date, and we're certainly looking forward to improving the amount of visibility as to what you guys have about what's going on in the product space. The first thing I want to walk you through is our new recommendations for learners. We are really, really excited about this. We're currently doing a trial on a couple of portals, and we're looking forward to this going live in the next week or so. So the features of this are an update to the learner dashboard, recommendations to your learners of content trending in your portal for people in the same types of jobs for them, and if you have a premium subscription for people in the same types of jobs for them across other portals. So one of the things that this is looking to do is to really start to drive up learner engagement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of a quick walkthrough of that. So as we mentioned, one of the key features is new modifications to the dashboard. When you have, so critical for this is that you have suggested courses turned on. So in portal settings, to enable this recommendations for learners, you'll need to go ensure and have turned on suggest courses for you in the dashboard blocks area. Once that is turned on, when your learners log in, they will receive a modification to this page. They will see this new look and feel, which has continue learning for things that they are currently enrolled in, your next assigned learning for things that you have assigned to them, but they have yet to commence. And then you'll have this trending in your industry, which is based on your portal and the information you've provided as part of sign up, where information from courses from your portal that are trending, or if you have premium, trending from that across other companies in your industry. This is really useful and will actually help you identify other potential learning on the portals that are of value to you and your team. One of the things that we can do in addition to this is, as a learner, we now allow the learners to put in some things that they're interested in. So, for example, if I say I'm in human resources and I'm interested in management and leadership, office productivity and project management, and I select save, what will happen is when I come in, it will actually then provide me with additional recommendations about learning that interest me in addition to what is assigned and what I'm currently enrolled in and the trending area. So I'll start getting through in this dashboard some notifications about other aspects of the course catalog that are available to me and represent the best fit with my needs. So this is an area that we're really, really excited about. And over time, we will be doing other improvements to the learning experience in terms of the dashboards to help increase the engagement with learners. So that's one of the great parts that we're looking at there. So yeah, if you have portal content selection enabled, it will limit the recommendations that are surfaced to that content that you have selected in your portal. So that's one of the really exciting things. One of the big considerations we've done with this is we're not going to recommend content that's not on your portal. That's a really important part of that value proposition. So we're really excited to be rolling this out, and we really think it's going to help all of you increase the engagement. Quick reminder, you need to make sure that suggested learning is enabled in your dashboard blocks, in your portal settings. So what we're going to cover off next is something that we are really, really, really excited about. So we've been working now for a number of months, and we've been taking a lot of feedback from people that the course flow for course creation wasn't necessarily fit for purpose. We wanted to be able to reuse some existing learning items, and we really wanted some improvements to the events piece and how courses were displayed. So we've been going through a lot of work inside this space to completely revamp this whole area of the product. Natasha Tran is our product manager for this part of the product offering, and she's actually recorded a video that I'm now going to play. We will be taking questions during the video and answering them via the chat. So just because it's a recorded video doesn't mean we're not here. We will be responding to answers via the chat, and we'll do a summary of those questions at the completion of this video piece. Now, I do need to say this is not a small piece of functionality. So this video is about 15 minutes. But as I said, if you've got questions, please drop them into the chat as we go through, and we'll be back on shortly. I'm now just going to switch across to the video and get started.
Hi there, today I'm going to walk through the process of creating a course which contains standalone learning resources which I'm reusing within that course, as well as our new events functionality. So to get started, there's one final resource which I need to create, which I'm then going to later attach to my new course. So from my teaching area, I'm clicking to create, and I have the option to create any of the types of content available on our GO1 portals, and I'm creating a document. This opens our new Create pop-up, in which I can specify a title and an optional description for this resource. When I click to create, I now see our new interface through which I can add and edit a learning resource and a course. So I can see the title for this learning resource and the description, and I can click to edit them. I can choose to upload a thumbnail image for this resource, and I can choose to edit the details associated with each of our resource types. So this is the same display, the same logic, which is now visible when clicking to create or edit any of our other types of learning resources that are available for direct enrollment on their own. So that includes our video, our text, our document, our interactive resource, and our web link resources. So as this is a document, I can click to upload a file, and I am choosing a file from my computer to upload. I also have visibility to add additional information about this learning resource. I can specify length of time required for learners to complete it. I can specify a price which learners must pay to purchase to access this resource. I can attach tags so that it is easier to find. I can specify the language in which the resource is delivered, and can control the authors associated with this learning resource as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add a tag to my document here. And now that I've specified the details of this resource, I wish to share it. And I need to share it to make it visible to other parties on this portal. So I'm choosing to quick share so that it's visible to all users on this portal. Now that I've done that, I can choose to publish it. So my resource has now been created. I can now create my course and then reuse those resources and create events to attach to my new course. So again, clicking on my teaching and create, and now I'm choosing to create a course. Once again, through our new pop-up display, again, I can specify a title for this course, and I can enter a description for the course as well. I can then also specify who is able to access this course. By default, we specify that it's me as the author of this course and the other administrators of the portal I'm on. Now that I've clicked to create, again, we're able to see our new edit course interface through which I can see the structure of the course, so the modules and the learning resources and events within it. And I can click back onto details to edit information such as the title, description, etc. So once again, I may wish to upload a thumbnail image for this course, which I can do by clicking upload an image, and I can see a quick indication of what it could look like on different displays. Again, I can specify an estimated duration, a price for the course, tags associated with it, the language and authors. So this is a first aid course, which includes information CPR as an example, and I will be charging $1 for learners to access it. It will take approximately 5 hours for learners to complete this course. So this is information that I'm attaching about this course. Now I can go ahead and add in my content. And we can see by default that we have a single module within this course, module 1. And if I click on that module, I can see the details of it, so the title and the description. Now I can see there's no description for this module at the moment, and module 1 is not a very helpful title, so I can click to edit to change that information. So I'm changing this to introduction. Once I'm satisfied with the title and description, I can click done to close off that item. Once I'm satisfied with how it's looking, I can then close that module to then be able to see a list of our suggested existing learning resources to include within this course's structure. So I can see that recently created on my portal are a bunch of resources that I would like to make available on this course. So I can click to browse this list and to add those items to my course. And when I click to add, I can see a quick overview of each of the resources that I add from that right sidebar. And I can again click to close off this display. And I can also click edit to click through to edit that learning resource if I have permissions to do so. So that means if I am the author of that content or the administrator on the portal in which that content was created. So I'm just going to go ahead and add more learning resources to my course. And what's exciting to note is you can do so by browsing from our right sidebar here or from using a keyword search, but also you may choose to add a resource via the add button available from the bottom of your course. And in this case, I'm looking to add a video. So I've typed in video, and now I want to add a video on CPR. And what's really exciting is I can see that there are actually existing resources, existing videos which relate to CPR. So I may choose to reuse that existing resource instead of creating a duplicate on the portal. So I've clicked to add that item, and it's added to my module. I may choose to add multiple modules to my course as well, which I can do so from the button available from the top right here. So here I am adding in my module 2, which is for theory of first aid. For theory of first aid. And now we can see that I have the edit module display available from the right sidebar here. So we can see the module title, and we can add a description as well. Now that I have multiple modules within my course, I may wish to add new resources to this item as well. And I may choose to also add new events. So I can click to add an event here and to specify a title for it. So this may be First Aid Practical Component Part 1 as an example. And I'm clicking to create that event. Now the logic associated with our new events functionality is that a course can now contain multiple events, which is very, very exciting. And each of the events within that course can contain multiple dates. And what that means is that when a learner enrolls in your course, they must enroll into every event within that course. And for each event within that course, they choose one of the dates available for that event. So this is our first event, which we're adding here. Again, this is an optional field, the description. Once I've satisfied that I've added in my title and my description, I can click to add a date for this event. So I'm going to say the first date available for this event is on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Now, if this date spans multiple days, I could click to add event date, which then allows for me to specify a separate end date and time. I can then choose to add a location to this event date. So an example of this may be that you have an event which can be delivered in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. So each of those locations can be its own date, and then your learners can choose the date and its location that's most appropriate for them. So I can click to enter a place or address, and when I type, I can see a list of the existing locations available from this current portal that has been used before. And as you can see, I can click to select that item, and that automatically pre-fills in the details of that location. So I can see that the map here does show the GO1 Underwood office as an example. Now I can choose to add a URL to link off to further details about the selected location. And I can choose to add additional location details. So this could include parking and public transport information, other details relevant for your event. I can choose to add a limit to this event date, and this is basically the equivalent of the capacity or seats logic that was available through our previous events feature. So this is basically specifying the maximum number of learners that can be enrolled into this event date. If I leave this empty, it means that there is no maximum number of learners that can be enrolled. So I'm going to specify a limit here of 10. And then I can see finally the instructors associated with this date. And these are the users who are responsible for marking attendance and managing the attendees associated with this event date. Once I'm satisfied that the event details are correct, I can click Done. And this returns me to the Edit Event display, where I can see the details of my event once again, and I can now see the date that has been attached to this event. I can click to edit that date via the Edit button available from the bottom of the date details, and most excitingly, I can click to duplicate this event date as well. So trying to minimize the amount of time you need to spend propagating details on your portal. We've made it easy for you to duplicate one of the dates. If all you need to change is the location and or the date and time, then you can do so easily via the duplication option. So I'm going to say that this is on the following Saturday, which means that our learners can choose from the November 3rd or November 10th date to achieve completion against that event within this course. So now my event includes 2 different options for dates. I'm satisfied that all of the details have been added. I can now click on Done, and I can see a quick summary of the event details. So I'm satisfied with that. I can click to close, and now I can see that my event and its dates is contained within this module. I may wish to add another event, which I can do so again, add an event, specifying an event title here, and this time it might be the practical component part 2. So I've now clicked to create my second event. Again, I can specify a description, and we'll just go through this quickly. And once again, clicking to add date. This time what I'd like to do is to specify that this is a date which spans multiple days. Perhaps it's a week-long conference, quite in depth for introduction to first aid, but let's do it. So I'm again specifying the start date and the start time, and the end date and end time. Excellent. So now that we've entered that information, I may wish to add a new location here. So I'm going to say that this is a webinar as opposed to a physical location. And as you can see, we can see a suggestion for an existing location that has been used previously on this portal. And we also have the option to create a new location, which I can select here. And this allows for me to specify, again, the title for this new location and either a physical address for this location, or I can say simply that it is online, that it's a webinar. So I've selected online there and clicked webinar. And of course, because there is no physical address for a webinar, we don't have our map option here. But again, we do have the option to input the URL. So this could be, if you're using conferencing software, this might be the Crowdcast or GoToMeeting or Zoom URL. Whatever software you may be using. And again, you can include additional instructions within that location details field. Now, because this is an online webinar, it may be that there is no attendee limit in this case. So I'm satisfied these details are accurate. I've clicked done. I can now see the event and the event date details. I'm happy with that. I click done again. I can see my summary of my event, and I can close that off. So I'm happy that my course now has the details it requires and the structure and learning resources and events that are relevant to it. Now I may choose to share it so that it's available to the learners on my portal. So again, clicking on share from the top right, and then clicking to quick share to my current portal. Now that I've done that, I'm ready to go. I can click on publish, which takes me through to the new course overview, from which I can see an improved display of the image associated with this course, and I can see an improved overview of the description of this course and the learning resources and events contained within it. Now, what's quite exciting is within the course settings area, we have a new option now that we can reuse existing learning resources to say whether the enrollments that learners against this course may have completed on those standalone learning resources directly, whether those completions should be recognized against this course. Now I can control that by selecting the Settings tab, followed by the Enrollment menu item here, and I can select to enable the Use Existing Enrollments for reused content. Now that I have selected that, I can click Save, and that applies that update to this course. So I've now specified the details of this course. I have a fantastic new display through which I can view the details. Now it's just for my learners to enroll into this course, selecting the events relevant to them. Now let's look at this course as a learner. So we have our Introduction to First Aid course. We can see the course overview here. We can see the details of this course. And we have the option to select a date. Now, if I click to select a date, I can see that there are options available to me, and I wish to select the closest option available. So I've selected my option for part 1 of this course, and now I have the option to select part 2. Now that I've specified those options, I can click to enroll. And here's where I see the new checkout display that's available when enrolling into a course. So I can see the details of my course from the right sidebar here. I can see the title of the course and the author of that course. I can see the cost of enrollment and the events and event dates that I have selected. I can see the option to specify whether I am purchasing one or multiple seats. And I can see the details of the user I am purchasing for. Now, depending on the details specified on your portal, there will be the option to input credit card details, to request a purchase from your manager or one of your managers if you have multiple, or to organize a manual payment off your name through a purchase order or another arrangement. Okay, so once our user has specified the details for them to enroll into this course, they can click to purchase or to send for approval in this case. And once that purchase has been finalized, this learner will now be enrolled into our Introduction to First Aid course. Thank you very much for watching. We're so excited to bring you these improvements. Please let us know if you have any feedback or if you would like to be involved in our early access program for this feature.
Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm really looking forward to fielding some of your questions very shortly. As you can imagine, we are really, really excited about the work that's been happening in this space. And yeah, we're looking forward to hearing from you in regards to whether you would like to be involved in the early access. That's a really nice segue, you'll notice, into the next thing, which is actually about our early access program. We've been trialing a number of different versions of our early access program now for the last 6 months. What we're actually looking to do is to change that up based on some feedback we've seen and effectively establish a longer term early access program where you will apply to be part of the early access program, and that will and that membership of the program will be 12 months. You'll actually, as part of being part of the early access program, receive special invitations to be part of customer engagement and product research sessions. And we will advise you of those features that are coming soon and roadmap, and you'll get to choose whether you want to be trialing them. So, and we'll be offering rewards for the completion of the early access program, including providing the feedback. So one of the things that will be coming soon to early access, obviously apart from the event stuff, will be our group management improvements. To join the early access program, you can go to the GO1 website and complete the early access form. And we will actually be finalizing that program, hopefully, within the next 2 weeks. And we will go out every quarter to ask to new customers as to whether they would like to be part of the early access program. If you're part of the early access program, you'll receive early access program notifications via that in-app notifications that we mentioned earlier on. And yeah, so that's that one. I guess probably what I would like to do now is I'm actually going to turn off my screen share now, and we're going to jump in and look at some of the questions and answers that you guys have been asking whilst we've been online here. If you just hold for 1 second while I do that, please bear with me. I love a good, just going to turn myself off so I haven't got a massive echo. Where's my screen share? Okay. You've got like a good little bit of echo on the video, don't you? Oh, there's lots of questions here. If you just bear with me 1 second while I try and turn our off. There we go. Okay. We have a lot of questions. And I'm really excited to be able to answer them. So a block of the questions, we've obviously had a number of questions about when the new feature will be available. And the key answer to that is will be available via our early access program from mid-November. We are looking to run a short early access on that, so probably only about 2 weeks to cycle through quite quickly. And then from there, we'll be looking to go live with the new events functionality by the end of November. So, yeah, we are looking to go to early access from mid-November, with that closing out at hopefully around the end of November, and new events functionality released not long after that. I guess probably the other ones, yeah, we always have some audio difficulties. Apologies, everyone. Yeah, so is there any other questions that anyone would like to ask before we sign off for the day? I'm going to go for gone. If there are no further questions, thank you very much for joining us today. If you have any follow-up questions, please send them to product@go1.com and my team will get back to you. I'd like to thank Tash for the excellent work that she's done in recording the video today, and you will obviously receive an email out from here in terms of updates about the video recording. So yes, questions can be emailed to product@go1, and we look forward to hearing from you all. Thank you very much. Bye.